Welcome, my name is Kala. I'm here to teach you some basic Python. Um, Python 3 and above, the version 3 and above. I'm going to kind of go over some very basic concepts. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but this will be a series of lessons. I want to get you guys from like a zero to hero, or get you guys being able to code some basic things. I'm going to talk a little bit about Python really quickly. Python is a very powerful scripting language, right? What I mean by that is you can write these scripts that do very powerful things like work your website's backend, or things such as running machine learning algorithms, or even really crazy things like making video games or things of that nature, right? But before we get to any of that, we kind of need to know some of the basic things about Python, right? I'm going to kind of bombard you with a bunch of information, but don't take it too personally. And also, if you need more explanation on certain things, feel free to put in the comment sections down below. I am totally free to help you guys out. I'll also leave links in the description of places where you can find information about Python and how to learn it. So let's start from the very beginning, right? Most people learn this program called Hello World, which basically you just want to get output to something. When that's something that's very easy to get output to is the terminal. The terminal is just a place where it sends text information, like we're looking at one on the bottom. You can see where it says base Calavilla at Calavilla MacBook Pro. So how do we get output? Well, Python, it's built into the base package. You just need to use the function print, right? In print, you have to pass it something, right? So by something, I mean like you need to give it something to say. So let's give it something to say, and let's say hello world, right? So if I press, or I could either press this play button, or I could write the terminal command to do it. So Python 3 lesson 1.py, and it will output what this script should do, and it prints hello world, which is perfect. It's the first thing we wanted to do, right? Now this is just a print statement, right? Now let's see, what if I wanted to like get user input? I can get user input pretty quickly. Let's do it like this. What is your name? And then I can go, I'm gonna make a variable. A variable is just a container that holds information. I'm gonna write input. So the input function takes input from the terminal, or I guess standard input, and it stores it into name. So this is pretty cool. So I could do this, and I don't need to put a space, but I could write hello world, and then I could put name. And if I hit over here, and I go like that, it's asking me what my name is, and I could write Calavilla. And it says hello world Calavilla, right? So this makes it more dynamic. So I can have people's input change what the program does, right? Now this is very simple, right? Let's say we want to do something like have some kind of control structure here. So what is, let's say, a password. Now, because it's not a password, I'm going to write pass. Now, because it's not a name, I'm going to write password, right? And then I'm going to put a little if statement here. So if, and I'm going to write if password equals, I'm comparing the two. I could also do, oh yeah, I'm just comparing the two. Then I'm going to put a string, and I'm going to be like password 1 to 3. And then when you have an if statement, you use a colon. And Python only cares about indentation and spacing. So if I go like this, and then delete that, only if my password matches password 1 to 3, it will print what's inside of this if statement, right? So this is a very simple way of looking at things. So if I run this, Python 3, I can write something like, let's say the wrong password. I write Kala. It just exits out. Like, well, what's going on? You know? But if I go like this, and I write in, I now get the hello world. Does this make sense? So I'm going to kind of end this right here. It's a very brief introduction, but I'm going to kind of go over what we did, okay? So we learned that if we take, we can use a print statement to put things onto the command line terminal, which basically is just text output, right? And we can pass it direct words. We can also get input using the input function, and we can store the input into variables, right? And I taught you the very basics of if statements. If, and then you have a comparison over here. So what's happening is it's checking if this input is this double equals, is saying, are they equal to each other? And I gave it, a password. And if it does, this colon ends that comparison. If it does, we're going to print this. If it does not, it will pass over this and instead continue onward, right? Please leave a comment below. This is just very basic stuff. I think the next thing I want to kind of cover are variables and things you can do with them. And then the next thing I want to cover after variables is sort of structures, how to like direct your program. I know there's if statements here, right? But there's other ways to direct programs as well as things like that nature, right? So I hope you guys have a good one. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment below. If you have any questions about anything, please definitely leave a comment on those sort of questions, okay? Thank you.